This is the tree of life if you've never been exposed to it before, this symbol. Some of this could be a little bit full on at first. Brought this to life in a really approachable way. 22nd path justice from the traditional tarot. What do we need to know today? Here it is. What's up everyone, it's your boy Kyle Gray. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be unboxing the Tree of Life Oracle by David Wells. If we've never been formally introduced to each other before, my whole life's work is centered around helping everyday people have a spiritual connection because I'm an everyday person. And it's my mission to help as many people as humanly possible get spiritually connected. And one of the great ways for us to get connected with the divine is through oracles. And I get sent a bunch of oracles all the time. And this is one of the best ones I've seen for a very long time. So let's have a look at it. It's the Tree of Life Oracle. It is published by Powerhouse, which is my publisher. It's a 44 card deck and guidebook. Artwork by Roberta Orpwood. And I know her as Soulbird Art because I've followed her on social media for a long time. And let's just have a look at this oracle. It says, drawing on the mystic tradition of Kabbalah, this oracle will help you learn more about the nature of the universe and yourself, connecting you with your soul to fulfill your purpose. The Tree of Life is rich with symbolism, and these symbols from astrology, tarot, and ancient alchemy are reproduced throughout the cards. Use these mystical cards to gain a greater understanding of the path ahead. David Wells is an astrologer, past life therapist, author, and teacher of the Kabbalah. Roberta Orpwood is a multidisciplinary therapist, visionary artist, and illustrator. So let's have a look at these. I've already used these, so they're not in order. Inside the box it says, no two trees are alike. This is yours and yours alone. Grow, stand tall amongst the stars. The little guidebook. This is the Tree of Life if you've never been exposed to it before. This symbol of the spheres and then all of the paths. And the back of the deck box is empty. So what I really loved about this oracle is it contains the 22 major cards of the tarot and then other things. So this is the back of the deck, and it's a beautiful, super colorful oracle. If you're not connected to or haven't done any research on the Tree of Life, some of this could be a little bit full on at first. So, you know, it's a mystical tradition, and a path that takes a lot of energy and research into understanding. I think what David Wells has done so amazingly here is he's taken something that can feel super complex and really challenging to get your head and heart around and made it super approachable and kind of brought the pathways to life so that you can understand it and learn more about it. So just to tell you what I know a little bit about the Tree of Life, this is this Tree of Life here. Each of the spheres all represent an energy, and then all of the lines that join all of the spheres are pathways, and these pathways all relate to the 22 cards of the major arcana in the tarot. So there's a card for, I guess, each of the spheres, each of the paths, and also other things here. So let's have a look at what the deck says. So here you can see a little diagram of the Tree of Life, all of the spheres, and there's a hidden sphere as well called Death. I knew that. So let's just see if there's anything on the cards. Explain. The deck explains. So it's 44 cards. Each represents a section or shape of the Tree of Life and are brought to life through myth and legend, symbology, color, and the insanely beautiful magic that Roberta has woven into the images. So there's 11 magical forces. You can't help but see the triangles and columns on the Tree of Life, and these most basic shapes are central to fully integrating the power of the tree. They will also help you understand your interpretations as you begin to see which cards stack not only in columns but also support across the tree. For sacred geometry lovers, it's a great way to bring more depth to your readings and the Kabbalah connection. The elemental cards depict the 4 elements. Then you've got 11, I don't know how to say this, Sephiroth, and I guess that's the spheres. And the 22 paths, so that breaks up 44. So let's have a look at some of the cards. So 19th path, strength and lust. So that's the strength card from the traditional tarot. Defending the weak, peacekeeping, sincerity. You've got the element of air. Netzach, victory. So that's one of the spheres. So let's have a look at it. You can see the columns and the green sphere around it. So that's that one over here. So it really helps bring this tree to life, and I'm sure you can lay it out in such a beautiful way where all of the deck is seen and all of the paths are connected. The 30th path, the sun. I'm not even going to try and say some of the names. Tiphareth, beauty. The 20th path, the hermit, from the traditional tarot. The element of fire. The 32nd path, the world or the universe, from the tarot. Hod, splendor. So that's the orange one. Yesod, foundation, which is just above the bottom one, which is called Malkuth, the kingdom. The 21st path, the wheel of fortune. The element of water. 22nd path, justice, from the traditional tarot. The 23rd path, the hanged man. The element of earth. And then there's a card here of the tree of life. 24th path, death. The 11th path, the fool. Kether, the crown, which is up the top. 12th path, the magician. This is so cool. 25th path. And just looking at some of the images here. Chokmah, wisdom, which is up here, I guess. Oh, it's over here. Yeah. Inspiration, spark, the divine masculine. These cards are beautiful. And the characters featured in them are in these really beautiful, bright, wondrous watercolors. The pillar of severity. So they've got these pillars that go down it. So this line, this line, this line. These are all pillars and parts of the teachings of the Kabbalah. So I guess that makes up that 11 we were learning about. The high priestess, love. Understanding. The empress, mercy. Dath, there's the hidden sphere, which is kind of in here. They call that the abyss. From the things I've learned about the Kabbalah, it's kind of like before we get to the crown, which is like, you know, that experience of God and beauty and connection, we go through this kind of abyss where all the lessons and the secrets are revealed to us about life itself. There's the Aeon or Judgment card, the Emperor, the Star, the Soul Triangle. I love this with these kind of ascended masters drawn in. The 29th path, the Moon. The High Priest or the Hierophant. Severity. The Spiritual Triangle, which will be the top. The Personality Triangle, which is kind of in the middle. The Lovers and the Chariot. Whoa, how good are these cards? So it's a really interesting deck. If you have been interested in, you know, the Kabbalah, you know, the Kabbalah being the tree of life, and it's these pathways, these spheres that represent different aspects of our life. I think in previous times I've tried to learn about the tree of life and the Kabbalah, and I've always found it a really difficult thing to get everything around. You know, I think that it's a mystical tradition, it's a secretive tradition, and a lot of the teachings that exist out there around the Kabbalah and learning about it are kind of shrouded in mystery. And what David Wells has done here, and as you know, David Wells is a really famous psychic astrologer, medium, has brought this to life in a really approachable way. And even if you are not exactly sure what's happening with this diagram of the tree of life, I think just by looking at the cards and learning a little bit about the card you're reading that day or the card of the day is actually going to kind of open you up to so much knowledge. And based on some of the reading I've done in my life, and I haven't done it for a long time, in the short space of time of me just going through this card deck with you, I've just learned so much more about the pillars that I didn't even realize. So there's like 3 pillars, 3 straight lines all the way down it. There's the upper triangle, the lower triangle, the middle triangle, the soul triangle. It's starting to really rub off on me, and I think that's what David Wells and Roberta have really captured in creating this oracle, is this approachability to the Kabbalah and the application of it in your day-to-day life. I think this is one of the coolest, most functional decks that I've ever come across, and I actually would love to spend time putting all of the cards in order with this diagram to see it as alive and real. So how about we do a little reading using the cards, maybe a card of the day for us, and we'll read the guidebook to hear what it has to share. Okay. What do we need to know today? Here it is. The Chariot. Determination, discipline, and concentration is the 18th path. This path moves between Gebura and Bina, and its astrological sign is Cancer. You're being asked to release energies that help bring stability, especially after a difficult time. The Charioteer lets you know that things are moving in the right direction. Everything will be okay. Features. Let's have a look at this. The Charioteer controls her animals, balancing her energy and feeling in control of her surroundings. A fierce determination to get the job done motivates her and drives her in a direction her soul knows is absolutely the right way to go. Guidance. What are you looking for? What is it that drives you forward? What prevents you from reaching your destination? There are things you need to organize now. Things you need to put right. Perhaps not all of the mistakes are yours, but you still feel it's your role to correct them. As you put in the hard work, you're seen by those who can help you in the longer term. A career boost could come your way. Well, this is quite cool. Who has run ahead and not played with the team? Perhaps you yourself feel as if you don't need to be tethered to the ideas of another person anymore. But can you walk away without creating havoc? Would it be wiser to slow down and make plans that include everyone? You can remain in the safety of your own shell while changing the place you find yourself in. Your soul travels in your physical body wherever you go. There you are. Create a new world for yourself through discipline, direction, and effort. It says activate. Commit to taking one step forward. Apply for that job. Send in that book proposal. Call that a state agent. Do what you know is necessary to bring what you want into being. Trust that your soul and the fates are guiding you towards that goal. I think this deck is so cool, and I really got a lot from that reading. So even if you're already well acquainted with the tarot, this oracle is going to help you bring it to life and learn more about the Kabbalah and how all of the spheres and pathways of wisdom are running through the traditional tarot so that we can bring it to life in a little bit more. I think many of us can get a reading and be like, this means that and that means that, but not all oracles give us action steps to make a change in our life. This deck does. So I'm going to say this is an absolute 10 out of 10 as far as I'm concerned. And I absolutely love this oracle, and big congratulations to David Wells and Roberta Orpwood, Soulbird Art, for creating this amazing oracle.